Via Corolla. Food cache spotted. Via Corolla. Advising scavenge operation. Rampart.
Hey, Casey. You there?
Yeah, always here. Always thinking. My mind is always swirling with something these days. It's impossible to shut it down.
Difficult to maintain a steady mind, given the situation you're in.
Hey, this morning I realized something. I can't even remember the last time I saw the sky. It's been a while, at least that much I know. Months. Wish I would have paid more attention. You ever been to the Badlands, up in South Dakota?
Never been.
Ah, that's a shame. Like another planet. My mom used to drive me through there every summer on the way to see my uncle. The night sky was so bright. So many stars, like a dome overhead. Crystal clear view of the cosmos. That put a lot of things in perspective for me back when I really needed it. How insignificant we really are in the grand scheme of things. How my troubles, no matter how big they may seem, really don't mean squat. I mean, well, what are troubles anyway, huh? The universe doesn't know the meaning of the word. I wish I had that Badlands sky overhead right about now. You know, the first thing I'm gonna do when free is head back north. I think I've had enough of swamp life.
Heading up north might not be in the cards. Safe routes don't exist. The dead are everywhere.
Well, I gotta try. I don't belong here. I knew it shortly after I arrived, too. Biggest mistake I ever made, that's for sure. But hell, you make stupid calls when you're young and desperate to get out of a bad situation, right? Anyways, thanks for listening, tourist. I feel better. I think I'm gonna lie down. See if I can picture that Badlands sky up in this rusty, dripping ceiling. Steady the mind, as you say. I'll talk to you soon. Morning, sunshine. You around?
I'm here, Casey. What's up?
I've located another flow regulator. We need it to repair the second pump, and guess what? I woke up this morning with water up to my ankles, so that sucks. Time is slipping away from me faster than I expected.
What area is the regulator in? I'll track it down.
The regulator is in Bywater, blue-collar part of town. Warehouses, auto repair shops, small homes shoved in where possible. There's a huge lumber yard there, too. From what I heard through tower radio chatter, a bunch of valuable machinery was discovered in a storeroom. No specifics, though. You're gonna have to poke around. Oh, and I looked into the key you mentioned. I hate to say it, but we need it. Only way to access the final pump station. So you should keep things cool with May for the time being.
What do you think of May?
Well, it's hard to tell. The tower is really going after her. Spreading all kinds of unflattering words, but I don't trust much coming from them. I guess the verdict on May is still out for me. What about you?
So far, she's held up her end of the bargain when I help her out. That's a solid sign.
Yeah, and hopefully things will stay that way. And hey, I want you to know how much I appreciate what you're doing for me. It's nice to know someone has my back for once. Beginning to believe I actually might survive this. There was a time when, never mind. I'm trying to keep the dark thoughts out.
Ease up on the sentimentality, Casey. You know what I expect from all this. Better be worth it.
It is. Trust me. Just hit me up when you've snagged the pump part from Bywater. I'll do my best to stay dry in the meantime. Might try to elevate my cot a few feet so I don't wake up floating. Talk to you soon, tourist. Stay safe up there.
I am not a born leader, but by the time I was 13 years old, I had seen it all. Hurricanes, earthquakes, floods, starvation, disease. Haiti never seemed to catch a break. So when the dead started to rise and panic overtook my adopted home of New Orleans, I was ready to rise. My neighbors were scared, but they were also resilient. All they needed was a voice to rally around. And in a moment of pure passion, a moment charged with a desperate drive to make certain we all survived, I took the lead, and they listened. But those first few days were pure chaos. So much loss, and yet we were able to gain a foothold in the Ninth Ward. We put our collective minds to work. Set up a scavenge system that was both safe and fruitful. Word started getting out. If you wanted to survive, go find Mama and her people. But soon, our community had outgrown the capacity of our perimeter. A decision had to be made. Start turning others away, or venture forth and establish a new home that could support every lost soul who found their way to our doorstep. I think you can guess what decision I made. The tower will always stand. Mama. Maybe Noir is a traitor. Maybe Noir is a liar and a thief. She will say and do anything to further her own selfish agenda. Do not be fooled. She will not help you. She will corrupt you. I considered her family. Treated her as if she were my own flesh and blood. Yet she did not hesitate to betray me. She tried to turn my dearest and most... Oh, her treachery. Do not be... You will leave us... We do not wish... Our battles with the dead in those early days were vicious and exhausting. We had zero control, and the fiends were everywhere. If our community was going to survive and grow, we had to radically rethink our approach. Our home and the area immediately around it needed to be entirely within our control. With that in mind, and while I stood atop one of our rickety barricades, I looked to the skyline and saw the promised land. A silhouette against the purple and orange of God's dazzling canvas. 45 stories tall, calling to me. There is our new home, I thought. A place where we can flourish on our own terms. In 2 days, I had our entire community organized and ready to march. 48 desperate but motivated souls, prepared to abandon what we had worked so hard to secure for the hope of a brighter future. The journey was through hell itself. So thick with the dead, it took us 3 sleepless days and nights to travel just a single hour to the tower gates. But by God, we made it. Not one life lost. We did it as one determined heart, one determined soul. But as we stood there, gazing up at our future, filled with the hope of what it could become, we knew that the work was far from over. Was a tomb. The floor of the 45 infested with the dead. One final challenge that we, the founders of our glorious community, were resolved to overcome by any means necessary.
What was that?
Someone's close. like a... Get away with it!
Oh, I'm gonna enjoy taking your ass out, tourist!
Can't hide forever.